I made bone broth, which is
Oh, yummy.
that like packaged bone broth, but it has all the good stuff in it.
Okay, we are live. Hold on, we can talk about that in a second. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Chiropractic is Sexy. I'm Dr. Paula Ruffin.
I'm Dr. Erica Peabody. We're just talking about bone broth. It's like, how can we
I need to know which one you're using.
Yeah, it's just an Amazon one. Bare bones, that's what it's called.
Okay.
But hot water and bone broth, not because I'm sick, but because I'm well, it is like, it literally goes into my body at this time of day. I don't have it every day, which I should, and I'll get into that. But it feels like life entering my cells. I love it so much.
And that's how I feel about my nutritional shake.
Yeah.
And I took everything home because I was low and my daughter was home and she needed some to take back to school.
Yeah.
I forgot to bring it back. And I have a new order due to arrive today, but I always have that shake right before our thing. You usually see me, I have my electrolyte water. Yes. But it's the same thing. It's like, I feel so nourished when I start the day off with that. It's so yummy.
I have also, my other hat is dandelion, roasted dandelion root tea for the liver.
Love it.
It is helping.
Prebiotic.
So yes, it is helping so much. And I just, got like a new package or whatever a couple of days ago, and I can already feel it just like starting to like get rid of the I don't know, stuckness, congestion, whatever it is. So,
Well, I have a question for you though.
Yes.
Before you started taking that,
did you check with my doctor?
Did you consult with your doctor?
I don't have one.
Okay, so this is where we're going, people, today. So Dr. Eric and I have both had this situation where people want help. And I'm going to let Dr. Erica share a story that was the impetus for this show. And so what then happens is we provide information on how to become healthy, and inevitably they then want to go to their physician, the very people who've kept them sick
all along.
And then they're asking us. And so we're going to unpack this and what this means from a holistic perspective and a sickness perspective. But I'm going to volley it over to you and just tell us about this party you were at and the conversation.
So, 2 weekends ago. So not last weekend. Well, it might've been no, it was 2 weekends ago. So my cousin one of my cousins got married, and it was this huge hoopla, this big to-do and all that. So Friday night was the welcome party, which is basically after the rehearsal dinner, we stay. They invite all the out-of-town guests to come in, or the in-town guests, whoever, for cocktail party from 8 to 9:30. So I'm there mingling. I've been surfing all day. My hair is big and wild, but I put a chartreuse dress on, like chartreuse, kind of like a greeny, limey, whatever that color is. And it was a showstopper, just a cotton dress I bought at Milford Memories, actually.
She's always a showstopper.
Well, I'm 5'10", so that's part of it.
She could wear a burlap sack and it'd be a showstopper. Okay. Oh, sorry. I digress.
Thank you.
She walks into rooms and the seas part. It's like,
You're making me blush.
I know.
So one of my aunts, and I have a gajillion aunts. So if my aunt is actually listening, she'll only know it if it's her, because I'm not going to say any names. But one of my aunts she's probably upper 60s. I'm not exactly sure how old she is, but she's my dad's younger brother's wife. So, my dad would be upper 70s. So I'm thinking she's mid 60s. She comes up to me that night and she's like, "Oh my God, how do you do it? How do you keep your body the way you do? And, you're going through like menopause time frame and all of those things, but you keep your frame the way you are." And I said, and of course I'm like really dialed my health in. And she said, is there any way you could help me? So that goes on, the night goes on. Next day, we're at the actual wedding. I'm in a red dress now and still 3-inch heels on a 5'10" frame. My hair is done up, got a red lip on and all the things. She's like, "You look amazing." And I'm standing there and I'm eating a lamb chop lollipop because every time it's coming around, I'm look savage and I'm eating this lamb chop on its own bone. And she goes for the fried, I think there was like fried asparagus, but it had like the breading on it. And so anyway, she said, is that what keeps you healthy? I'm like, uh-huh. And I grab another.
Like caveman.
So, right. So fast forward, it goes on for a while. Fast forward, the end of the night, she's getting ready to leave. And she says, is there any way you could help me get healthy and well? And I said, yes. And I also really don't have the time. Next morning, or two days later, I was with my hygienist getting my teeth cleaned. She's asking me the very same things, almost the same identical question. To both of them, I send them this information about one of my very best friends out in Colorado. She's doing a cleanse, and it like helps reset the body, get it ready for the holidays and all that. I said, I really don't have time to do the things that you'll need me to do. I don't have the hand holding time in my schedule. I just don't. And, but I have this great option for you. We can get you started with supplements, but I have this great option. First of all, get your ass in for chiropractic care, but great option. Send her that information to my aunt first. The other one didn't follow through this way, but my aunt says to me, I need to check with my MD. And that's where it started. And it's like, you've been with your MD for 30, 40, 50 years. Who knows? That MD is the one that doesn't have the proper answers for health and wellness and a trim, strong life and a good brain and a brain that lasts till the end of your life. We do. And now you're saying to me, you're going to go ask this MD if getting healthy is right for you.
Jaw literally dropped.
It's like,
yeah,
like what?
It's so crazy.
It's maddening.
When you see in people's eyes how much like they really want to get healthy,
they do,
and then it's like screeching halt when they then like go back into that mode. And the system, once you've allowed yourself to be in the system, you're stuck. Mm-hmm. I personally, I think it's very few people. I mean, I don't know if you could say it's similar to an addiction, but there's fear that's holding you there. Mm-hmm. And people get very afraid to make any kind of move without permission from their doctor, not even realizing that their doctor does not know how to be healthy. Their doctor knows how to manage their sickness. Mm-hmm. And I had a patient call this morning. She was actually we had our women's event last night. And she said, I've been wanting to come and see you forever. And I finally want to make an appointment. So I was like, good on her for taking action. And she said she has colitis. Mm-hmm. She says, but I've been in remission for 30 years. And I said, well, that's great. And she goes, yes, because I take this medication every day. And I go, you've been on medication for 30 years for colitis? And she goes, yeah, well, my doctor doesn't think I need to take it anymore. But she said, I'm afraid to go off of it.
Of course she
is.
Like,
I go, yeah, of course you are. And that's the thing, is that the system creates so much fear around, we're going to put you in a holding pattern. We're not going to get you better. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to keep you from being more sick. Mm-hmm. And then if you get a little more sick, we have a drug for that, and a little more sick, and we have a drug for that. And it keeps you in this cycle. And especially if you're somebody who's on multiple drugs, they don't know how to take you off of that. Dr. Eric and I have had many patients over the years who've said to us, I'm on all these medications and my doctor won't take me off. Mm-hmm. It is not your doctor's responsibility. It is your responsibility to start looking into what true health means. Now, you'll have to work with your doctor to wean off, but I had a question last night. What if you go to your doctor and ask them X, Y, or Z, and they either don't know or say no? And I said, then you find a different doctor. Yes. Because if you have better goals, if you have goals for yourself that require optimizing your health, and your doctor's not on board with that, or doesn't have the information, or pretends like they don't, then it's time to move down the road. There's more and more people practicing functional medicine, practicing solid functional nutrition that you would have much better luck with than trying to go from MD to MD. And so I know a lot of smart people who aren't MDs who are helping people get healthier better than most MDs out there.
So one of my very favorite, and I've mentioned this before, my very favorite reason somebody came in for care was they wanted their health expectancy to match their life expectancy. It was actually written out on his paperwork. What are you looking for in chiropractic care? And that was his reason. And it's so maddening, you guys. So 1 year ago, I'll just give you a little bit of my story. 1 year ago, it was actually October 12th. So 4 days ago, 1 year, I got injured surfing, and it was not a major injury, but it was injury enough that it lasted with me for, I don't know, 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It started to, reduce what I could do with my body, but then it also then started to come up into my belly, create nauseousness, do a lot of things, like something really went bad. And I went on, I got to tell you guys this because I'm like proud and not proud of it. I finally sought medical care from a nurse practitioner because they're more open and more educated these days than a standard Western medicine doctor. It took me till the end of January and multiple people saying, you need to seek medical care. You need to seek blah, blah, blah. And I needed to. And then, I've gone on and I've now recovered for the most part. Not from that injury, but from the gut inflammation, from the digestive stuff, from the reproductive stuff and all of that. But I got to tell you the reason why I didn't want to go. I expect my body to heal, for one. I'm doing all the things for it to heal. And guess what? Once I got in the system, I have fought tooth and nail to get back out of it. I got people calling me all the time for all these appointments. They wanted to do a rotor-rooter job on me, on my uterus. They wanted to do all of this stuff. And I'm like, what's actually necessary here? What is actually necessary? Not what's making you. But then it was like, we need a CT, we need an MRI, we need to do a scope, we need to do this, we need to do that, colonoscopy, all the things. And once you're in it, you can't get out of it because the system is designed for you to stick in it. I had a 6'5". I started a new patient on Tuesday, 6'5" basketball player, 31 years old, great shape. He's got 3 kids, wants to stay. He's got brand new baby twins and a 5-year-old, and he wants to stay really well. And he's got a slightly elevated blood pressure. He's 6'5". His diastolic is a normal. His systolic is like up in the 130s, over 80 something. They put him on blood pressure medication 5 years ago, and he's been on it since without asking these questions. I'm sorry, but at 26 years old, when you've been on blood pressure medication, now at 31 for 5 years, with no plan to ever get off of it, you get stuck in a system, and we get it. And also you're asking, this is the bottom line of this, is you're asking the wrong people the wrong questions, and you're listening to the wrong people about the stuff that you are trying to actually do. And you are your own health advocate. Nobody else, nobody's going to look out for you. And as chiropractors, we listen. We know where health comes from. It comes from within only. And it's exhausting and nauseating when someone will say, I got to ask my MD if health is right for me. Can't do it anymore, you guys.
Mm-mm. And that's where, especially with blood pressure, you take a pill and so blood pressure's high. So like you're saying, you're asking the wrong question. The question is why?
Yeah.
Let's ask why. Yeah. What's actually happening? And so blood pressure goes up. So we take a pill and it pushes down. But if that's not fixing the problem, so don't you think something else is it's like a whack-a-mole game. Mm-hmm. You hit this one and this one pops up. Okay, well, we're going to take that one and this one pops up. Yeah. And then something else happens and you get a side effect, and then you get another drug for that side effect. And pretty soon, within 5 years, you're on 7 different medications and you don't even know what they're for anymore. Yeah. And you've got all these side effects it's heartbreaking to me when I see people. I just had a man, he's like 65 recently come in here. And he was just he was on a barrage of medications. He's very metabolically sick. And he was like, oh, but he was so matter of fact and chalant. He's so deep in the system. He's deep and entrenched into the belief of the system that this is the way it is. He wasn't upset at all about it. He wasn't like, oh, there's other options. Like, as I started to kind of, and you, as doctors, Dr. Eric and I know, we can't just like dive into somebody like that and just say, why are you doing that? And your doctor's a kook and whatever. We have to be very gentle because it's what we're saying in our
your doctor's a kook.
Your doctor's a kook. So it's very much, we have to figure out how to approach that person, because if we do want to get through to them, we have to be very mindful that they have been led to this place thinking they're making the right decisions. And so we don't want to make them wrong. We want to put a question mark in their head and then give them hope and allow them to understand that in chiropractic, we don't function through fear, but medicine does. We function through hope. We function through healing. Medicine focuses on fear. If you don't take this pill, you're going to die. If you don't take this other pill, you're going to die. It's such and oh my gosh, I had okay, this is not drug related, but we have a very well-known vegan cardiologist here in our area who came on and he did a study. He said, there was a study and this is going to get the haters going. And if you eat eggs cause death. That was his statement. And I replied to him and I said, that's the most irresponsible statement you could ever make. Yeah. He's a vegan cardiologist. So he's attempting to get people well. Intentionally, he wants to get people well, but he's so entrenched in his dogma of veganism, which is just as bad as being entrenched in the dogma of medicine. Like we have to, and I think Dr. Eric and I both operate from the lens of, we just want you to move your body, drink water, get better rest. Like we're just trying to get you to do the basics, and we're not going to sit here and be alarmist and function out of fear. At least we hope some of this isn't. We hope that most of what we say puts light bulbs rather than instills fear. I think that's really our intention behind all of it, right?
Right. Well, so when you're talking about medication, so of course I have this list that sits here. This is one patient's medication. She is 79 years old, 135 pounds. And all of these, as I look at the backside, so she brought me this list in, but on the backside, it says when they were prescribed. So I don't know what was happening with this particular. So it was October 5th, 2021. Was her appointment, prescribed on blah, 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 blah. So that's what it says. So there are, and I'll read you the list here really quick. But when Dr. Paula was saying, like, when a patient goes in and it's that symptoms whack-a-mole. So all of these were prescribed on the same day. I'm gonna read you the list. But this
on
is
the same day?
The same day. It says prescribed on blah, 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 prescribed. Okay. I don't know what was going on, but this woman is in severe body pain, severe. But I wouldn't put one of these drugs in, much less 1, 2, 3, 4, however many it is. So amlodipine, whatever that is, aspirin, bupropion, levothyroxine, Lipitor, losartan, meloxicam, metoprolol, mirtazapine, pregabalin, spirulina, lactone, tramadol, trazodone, Valtrex, and a little 25 mcgs of vitamin D.
25 micrograms of vitamin D? What?
That's the only thing on here that's prescribed. Like, what is this? Like, this is symptoms whack-a-mole to the exponential degree, and it's absolutely inappropriate. And so she comes into me, and of course, guess what? To get adjusted hurts a lot.
Yeah,
like a lot. She also didn't drink any water. She's like one of those skinny people that, like, she looks really nice from the outside, but you can just tell. And her body felt like crispy, hard, rocks and like it was terrible. This is not health. And guess what? This brain is not lasting to the end of her lifetime. That nothing on here is going to help her brain last to the end of a lifetime. And it's just like what's worth living if your brain isn't with you till the end of your lifetime. Mm-hmm. So not only is this affecting everything, and what I really love right now is that our administration is starting to put question marks all over everything. Is it solving everything? No. It's putting question marks in places where question marks have belonged for decades. Mm-hmm. And this is ill. This is malpractice. This is disgusting. I cannot believe that this doc, and I don't have the doctor's name. I probably could look up in her file. I don't have the doctor's name, but it's disgusting and it's not where health comes from. So don't go back to this MD and ask if health is right for you, because this is the vast majority. So I knew as soon as I saw these notes, I'm like, I'm going to be on my soapbox and I don't even care at this point, because this is what we're dealing with.
And good luck getting off of those, because again, as much as it was whack-a-mole putting her on, yeah, it's going to be like reverse whack-a-mole taking her off. Again, you're starting to remove things and the body's going to like, and you would hope that we could get her metabolically healthy again, but it's like, that's going to take a while. And that also goes along with things that we've been talking about from a commitment perspective. There's going to be time commitment and there's a financial commitment because a lot of people, gosh, let's talk about this. A lot of people are like, oh, well, my insurance pays for it, so it's fine. What? Like, I've heard that too, that they don't really give a rip about the medications. It's not that expensive because their insurance is covering it, versus it's like, this is your health and your life. And what value are you putting on your life that you're putting so much stock that your insurance company, and also the very companies that give kickbacks to your doctors for prescribing all of those medications. So let's not forget that. People don't understand that doctors get bonused at the end of the year based on certain companies that they're able to prescribe from. So, when you have a drug rep coming into the office of a medical doctor, they're like, okay, we're going to push whatever, amlodipine. And so go in and this is the brand name. And because I think amlodipine might be the generic name or whatever it is. But anyway, so, I don't know. I can't think of them. Like, oh my God, my brain is swimming in names. Yeah. But anyway, so we get the idea. So it's a brand name. They go in, they push that. They're trying to reach certain numbers. And all they do is they give the doctor does not have time to look at the studies, period. And it's insane. And they're like, if that's what's on their desk and it shows it can help patients with X, Y, and Z, and a patient comes in with X, Y, and Z, and asking for that because they saw the commercials on TV, the doctor's like, oh yeah, that rep just came in. Yeah, here you go. Your doctor does not know ultimately what is happening beneath the surface on those medications. And they're just there to manage the symptoms. And we want to take that 30,000-foot view. We are looking at you from a holistic perspective. Like if you go to just say your general practitioner, and the general practitioner back in the day delivered babies. Like general practitioners did everything. And you go to your general practitioner, let's say, because you have a cold or a sinus infection. And then they're like, you know what, I have a thing, a growth here. I think it's just like a skin tag or whatever, like something simple. Can you look at this? And they're going to be like, no, we don't do that. We have to send you to the dermatologist. So now you get to collect doctors. And this is when I say the medical system has turned you into a piece and a part, where when you come to the chiropractor, we start collecting those pieces and we start collecting those parts and we put you back together. That's our job. And we do that by empowering you through information, by making your nervous system stronger and optimizing everything about you metabolically through chiropractic, and then having these conversations. But we have to put you back together. You're not going to come to us, and if you say, oh, I was in a car accident 20 years ago, but that has nothing to do with it. Or, yeah, I have this pain going down my leg, but I'm here for neck pain. This has nothing to do with this. Yeah, actually, it kind of does. Oh, I have digestive issues, but I'm having pain up in my upper back. That has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, actually, it does. We are going to put you back together and treat you as a whole and not neglect anything.
Yeah.
And that's what true health is.
I had a patient return to my office from another office after 4 years she was here in 2021. So she came back. And I never ask why they left. I never ask why they come back. I always invite them back and make it a safe place for them to land, because it's honestly, it's none of my business. I got other people to take care of. So she came back, and she's had, she came for low back and whatever. I can't even remember exactly. I've like moved on from that to another bunch of new patients. But so I saw her for her second visit yesterday back after she started on Monday. And she was telling me when she was sitting there, she's like, when she was sitting, I was doing intake. She was like, I have this going on with my spine, but I want to talk about this like pain that I have in my hand. And she said, the pain in my thumb is like, it's like an 8 to 10 every day for the last 8 to 9 months. And I'm like, oh, and so I looked at her hands, and the right hand is super swollen. And so anyway, so we go about the intake. I get her adjusted. I do address down her arms, but more than anything, it's addressing her neck. So on Wednesday, she came back for her second visit, and her hand is like basically normal. And the pain has reduced in her hand basically all the way down to like a 2 at this point. She can start to use, that was after one adjustment of her neck and of her spine. It wasn't me needing to like take her hand and wrench. Like the hand isn't very complicated. Like it's just going to go one direction, do a little bit of mobility. I gave her some stuff to do at home, and she's like, oh yeah. Oh, I was like, oh, look at your hand. She's like, oh yeah, that too. And she's been doing like Asper cream and just all the things possible. And I'm like, all we really have to do is let your body turn back on. We talk about the information superhighway from the brain down to the body through the spinal cord. Dr. Paula and I are trained experts at the nervous system. Yes, chiropractors use bones, but bones are only set because of the nervous system. And the nervous system controls and coordinates everything. And then along the way, it's like, I have a really awesome take-home sheet now for new patients. It's a 2-sided. It's like, you need to do this. You need to do this. If you think about this, think about this. I have exercises that I send over video to them at home. We have to do the work now. There's a certain point in life where there's kind of a downhill. Not all downhill, but there's a downhill slide that we start going in the 8th, 9th decade of life, right? When we're headed that direction. We have to do everything we can today to make sure that those years count. Yes, the years now, but the years at the end count the most.
Well, I wanted to comment. I want to go back to the high blood pressure thing too, because again, of the information that keeps you stuck. And that I want to know how many people are on high blood pressure medication and you've been told to avoid salt. Now, if avoiding salt were the reason your high blood pressure was there to begin with, how many people avoid salt? And you see them and they're like, I don't eat salt because of my blood pressure. And they're still on they're on blood pressure medication for life. But then their doctor's like, just avoid salt. And that's going to solve that is not a solution to the problem. That's not at all the solution. And so again, this is dietary dogma that has been passed along for years, ever. I don't even know where that came from. And I think it was like one study that was like a sham study 1,000,000 years ago. And this is what happens is that once that narrative takes root, it is hard to overcome it. And, my family makes fun of me, and, look, I have salt sitting in front of me. I always have salt. I eat salt with everything, but it's good, high quality salt. And if you're ever having dinner with me, I'll give you one of these. I mean, not Dr. Erica has one. I'm saying you, the people out there, but I put salt on my food, and my family's like, you're gonna have high blood pressure. And I'm like, made it this far, don't have high blood pressure. So I'm good.
It's not that.
Yeah.
And the salt, the minerals that are in the salt are so critical
Yes.
to high functioning
Right.
brain, high functioning heart, high functioning muscles, circulation, all of it. Like it's so
Absolutely. Yeah.
important.
Yeah. Because so Lily says the first thing a cattle rancher puts out for the cattle would be a salt lick because they need minerals. We
Yeah.
need minerals. We're all so deficient in minerals. And when you take any medication, I don't care if it's also the daily aspirin that Bayer told you should take every day for heart health because they came up with a campaign. Do you see that anymore? You've not seen that commercial in I don't know how many years, but still people take a daily aspirin.
They're kooks.
They're kooks. That was my dad. There's a kook. Yeah. So, so we're doing things based on the things we see on TV, based on what our neighbors are doing. Oh, it's good for heart health. Oh, okay. I should start taking that. Not realizing it's the number one cause of gastric ulcers,
Yeah.
Liver
failure.
And then you forget, you're like, why do I have digestive issues? So, so the world that is out there that is attempting to manage you through all of this messaging it is all very brainwashy. It's designed to get you to start repeating certain things over and over, safe and effective, safe and effective, safe and effective. And you do it. You're like, oh, safe and effective. Okay. And you line up like cattle, sheep, so that we can just get into the freaking queue of chronic health. Mm-hmm. So that was our inspiration for today, was to be able to say, can we just stop the insanity?
Yeah. Can you stop asking there is a time and place for medicine. And I know we'll always say this, and we don't need to say it because I think you guys all know emergency medicine in our world is like appropriate, right? But when you come to us and you ask us for advice, and then you turn around and say, let me go back to my MD, let me make sure health is right for me, I'm 100% done with it. I'm 100% done with it. And I feel like if my aunt were to come up to me and ask me again, like, I'm crotchety over it. You know what I mean? Like, I
of course.
Answers, and you said, yes. Wait, I got to go check with my MD to make sure that that's right for me. I'm going to not call that out. Like, that's coming out of my mouth when that comes up again. Like, we have to start to confront, and we have to, especially as chiropractors, gracefully, always a safe place to land here. But I got to tell you, if you're asking me and I'm telling you, it's not because I just left school.
Right.
I've been out here creating and helping create health for over 20 years. Like, we are not fresh out of school, and we have some things, and
well, also, if somebody's coming up to us and saying, wow, you look amazing. What are you doing? I want what you're having. What are you doing? And I tell you, and yet you're like, it's such a mental disconnect, because it's like, also then what does your medical doctor look like? Because we know most medical doctors are really out of shape and unhealthy anyway. But the whole premise is that you're coming to the people who are living the life. We are walking the talk. And then you're going to somebody who doesn't know what the walk or the talk is, who's kept you in a place, who hasn't been able to give you answers. And I mean, think about this. If you were like, I don't know if it's a good example or a bad example, but if you're a heroin addict, would you go back to your pusher and say, hey, I'm thinking of going through rehab because I really want to get better. What do you think? Mm-hmm. You think they're going to tell you to go through rehab? No, they don't want to lose a customer. And literally, the pharmaceutical industry is nothing but legalized drug addiction creators and pushers. And yeah. So,
and the fact that all of that stuff, I don't have TV because I don't believe in having those messages delivered inside of my own home. that I've been working against all day. Like, I don't have that. So I don't see those commercials. But if you go to your doctor off of a commercial and say, I'd like this, and if they say no or yes, like, that is a dealer. Like, that is not a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I was thinking. I was just thinking as we're talking about this, and maybe we can make a video. We should make a video sometime. What would a chiropractic commercial
taking a note?
Yeah. What would a chiropractic commercial look like? Like those that are running through the field because they've got erectile dysfunction and now they don't, but they're going to die from heart attack, stroke, who knows what else because their body's so stressed. Like, all of the side effects are also as this person's running through a field, right? We would actually be running through a field, mountain biking, yoga, reading, writing, surfing.
I got my mojo back.
Yes. Without the freaking list of side effects that say, and also this could kill you. Like,
well,
it's gonna be
side effects include happiness, joy, increased sexual relations with your partner, being kind to others. Like, what?
Yeah, more bandwidth for your stress of your kids. Like, you stop hitting your kids in the bed. I saw this great bumper sticker the other day. It said, I'm not drunk. I am passing out snacks and whooping ass. Oh my God. Funny to me, but it's also like you'll have more bandwidth for that. Those kinds of things that it just life takes a lot. And that's the other side effect of chiropractic. You're going to have more bandwidth. So anyway,
we're going to make a commercial. We need to do that.
We're going to make a commercial. Okay. You're going to see us running through fields. Paula's going to be on her mountain bike. I'm going to be on my surfboard. And somehow we're going to make this happen. And then we're going to say side effects. Joy, life, brain power, clear thinking, great sleep, all the things. Yeah. Because chiropractic is sexy.
It's sexy. Yes, it is. It is.
All that lifestyle that we're talking about is how this our title even came about. Because I'm sorry, a flexible, happy, joyful, loving, more bandwidth for life. Like, I'm sorry, there isn't one thing that's sexier than that. There isn't.
Woo. I think that's a good note to end on. That's amazing. Great show today. Listen, I hope you guys got great value out of this. Thank you so much for your comments. I want to appreciate everybody being here. Please make sure you're subscribing and sharing. This was a really, really important one. And I think this will impact so many people. So think about somebody you know who wants to get healthy, but keeps going back and doing the same insane patterns over and over and over again. They need to hear this. So until next time, you guys, thanks again for joining us. We will see you next week on Chiropractic is Sexy.